Can you hear me? Hello? I don't hear Amber. Hear me? Oh, I'm coming in my headphones. Hear me?
Okay, can you hear me?
There, now I hear you.
I'm gonna turn my camera on in a minute, but I was trying to get my headphones connected. They were connected, and then I don't know what I did. Maybe I walked too far away from it. The breaker blew right when I was trying to eat and put my plate up, and then he's in the shower, and the breaker blew while he was in the shower, and so it was a lot.
Oh.
But at least I clicked live, go live this time.
Yeah.
Because last time, that's what I'm saying, is I know a lot of people don't realize, and that it was
like
it was
a
a lot going
6-minute
on.
conversation.
Yeah, well, and there was a lot going on, and we really didn't know if she was going to come up or not, and she said about 2 hours before, and the last night was just, when we came on, I feel like, well, first off, we explained part of it before because I thought we were live. So I explained kind of what was going on, and then when I realized I didn't click go live, I didn't re-explain it all, so people didn't really get the context of that it was very short notice as far as her coming up, and we really didn't have a plan. And
does Amber sound scratchy to anyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah, they said the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? It's probably this fan is probably blowing. Hold on. Because I had my headphones in this time because I know that the computer, the audio is really bad. I haven't really messed with it, and obviously I can't hear it. Is it any better now?
Talk again?
Is it better now?
A little bit.
I'm on Bose headphones, like noise canceling headphones, so they're like really good headphones, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I thought maybe it was because I had the fan blowing at me. So I thought maybe it was like making it a noise. Hold on, let me try to, okay, see if I can. I'm going to mute it for a minute. If you want to talk to the people in the chat real quick, I'm going to mute it and I'm going to mess with the settings and see if I can figure out how to fix it.
Okay, or maybe turn them off and back on.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's where I did it in the settings. I think I clicked the wrong one because there was like 3 different options, like on StreamYard for the like microphone, like for the same thing though, and so I probably clicked the wrong one. So basically, it showed the headphones like 3 different times, and I didn't know which one to click, so I just clicked one of them.
Okay.
So let me just switch. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. I was confused. I didn't know, like, I have my iPad to watch the chat, and then on my phone, the StreamYard, so I was not hearing myself for a delay, and then wondering why I could see Amber's face, but no.
Is that any
I'm not.
better?
No.
Worse?
It sounds,
Or
you know,
the same?
when you have like wired headphones plugged in, and there's like, and like it's
Yeah.
crackly. That's what it sounds
Okay.
like.
All right, hold on. Let me try the last one. There's one other option. Hold on.
Yeah, staticky.
Is that any better?
Sound. I think so. Try again. Talk again.
Is that any better?
Sound. I think so.
I guess let me see if anyone else says so. It's really hard to tell, like when you're on here, because you obviously can't hear yourself.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but a lot better.
Okay, I guess I'll just have to keep trying different headphones because I know the audio on my computer itself is not good. When I listen back to it, it sounds like I'm really far away from it, and so I don't know if my computer's kind of new. I've only had it a few months, so I haven't used it a lot. So I don't know how to fix that. So they said it's better. So I guess the default option was the best option. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn my camera on in a minute because I'm gonna make a few shirts. I just wanted to talk a little bit. This isn't gonna be like very long, and it really is not like a topic. There was just a few different things really that I was just for one thing, like I did want to bring up obviously about the live last night that we didn't know for sure if she was gonna come. For one thing, we still didn't know, and like once it came down to time to go live, if she was gonna do it. But it wasn't until 2 hours before it was scheduled that she had messaged me. Well, she may have messaged me a little bit before that, but that was the first time we had actually talked about it, was 2 hours before it was scheduled. And so I kind of really didn't have questions set to ask because I didn't think she was going to do it until 2 hours before.
Yeah.
So I would have been better prepared had I known more than that. But there was also a lot had going on yesterday. My car broke down, and we had to have it towed home after we sat there for a long time and waited on someone to come. Jojo, stop. Go get ready for bed. Yeah, you are. Where are you sleeping tonight? I told you y'all need to go lay down in your room and watch a movie though, and then you can go lay down in there. Go lay down, please.
I love his little voice.
Yeah, they all just took baths and ate, and now I'm trying to get them to settle down and actually lay down and watch a movie for a minute because he's not gonna stay sleeping in his room. Actually, last week he fell asleep in there, and then I was like, man, he's gonna wake up and freak out in here. Well, he wasn't myself, but we weren't in there. I hate the fact that I got him. He started out. He was the only one probably that really started out in his own room, and then we moved, and it was a different room, different situation, and then he ended up in my bed, and so I get so mad at myself because I started out the right way with him, and then went backwards. So now it's harder. But now he's my last baby, so I feel like it's more me that knows once he's out of my bed. That's it.
Yep.
So that's a big part of it too. I guess I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. That was another thing I did want to say too is I know that the night before or the day before, I was in like a really big hurry and I did not address anyone in the chat. And so, I mean, I may have, but I don't even remember it. And I haven't even went back and watched it like I have wanted to do. I haven't had time. But So when I yesterday I wanted to make sure that I was saying hey to people as they were coming in and I was seeing them. And then also there was a lot of times that I would interrupt her because I would see something that needed, someone would repeat the same thing over and over, and obviously they were trying to get it asked. So I would kind of have to jump in every now and then and ask questions, or the chat was just going to kind of be ignored, and I didn't want to do that. So I obviously
Exactly.
have never. That was the second time I had ever even maybe. Well, no, I've had you on a few times. I was gonna say the second time I've ever even had anyone on, but I think I've had you on more than once. So
Well, I think just 3 people is a lot anyways. Like I've seen lives with more than 2 people where like even more than 3 people, and it's just so hectic you can't like there's no organizing 3 people talking.
no, and it's obviously like you mentioned, 3 people having ADHD too. It's like you think of
Yeah.
something and you have to say it like right then or it's gone. And so that was obviously me and Amanda both said that a few times last night. I was like, I get it because if I don't say something sometimes. He spilled water on you? Oh man. Here, there's towels right here. I was trying to do laundry and fold towels and all kinds of. Oh, you need new underwears too. Good thing my camera's not on, huh? Anyways, yeah. So I was trying to do laundry and all this stuff in between when I was going to go live earlier, and then here's this towel. Stop. Stop. Jojo. Here, I'm gonna mute this for a minute and get him some clothes on, and I'm gonna let you talk, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then I will say hello to people. I promise.
So hello everybody. Yeah, so we had done a lot of organizing, getting screenshots and getting just conversation in order to be able to tell Amanda's story for her, and spent so much time preparing for that. So when she finally said she was going to come live, but then we still questioned like if she was going to back out again. So we literally waited till the last minute waiting to see if she actually went live. So when she actually did, we kind of got flustered on like we should have still had a better outline planned for everyone to. So a
Okay.
part 3 will definitely be needed to show that there's a lot of people asking for proof and screenshots and receipts, and which
It
is
was very hectic.
understandable.
She said it was very
Yes.
hectic last night. I was overwhelmed. I was too, and I was nervous because Amanda's only been live that I know of, like with Mindy, and so I didn't know how really it was, gonna go, and I also didn't know, what all she was wanting to talk about, and so as far as like us having like any of the screenshots or proof of anything, it was kind of hard to do that when we didn't really know what topics to cover because
Yeah.
it wasn't really very planned out because when she first wanted to do it towards the beginning of the week, she wanted to do it like that next day. And so it still wasn't. And so it's kind of everything, all of it has been on really very short notice. And so I've just been kind of trying to roll with it. And after having to be towed, like, and when I say this, I feel like I need to explain that I was towed by like with a tow strap because everything was closed. I didn't have time to like try to rent a tow dolly to get my car home. I didn't want to just leave it on the side of the road. So I literally was towed with a strap for like over like almost an hour drive. Thank God it was like mostly like just like back roads, like farm to market, whatever roads, the whole way. And so by the time I got home, he missed his game. We just sat outside waiting on my son to come with the truck and the strap for my boyfriend to tow me. And so then by the time I got home, I was like, man, I really don't even want to do this. But then everybody's going to be like upset. But I had had like the most stressful day. And then she told me 2 hours before that she was going to do it with me. And I was like, okay, we're going to just roll with this and see how it goes. That's why I knew that we would need the part 3. And that's when we talked about it. And obviously, we can learn from the part 2 and do better on the part 3. But
Yeah.
I just didn't want to cancel it or, not. I knew it was going to be chaotic. I just wanted to still try. So
And I think too,
I
like
was over. You talk first.
with having me there, like I think I was more of a backup in case she didn't show, and then just to help because you hadn't been live with her to help
Well, but
and
also
like
you talk to her more like offline than I do, like on on Reddit and that type of stuff. Because obviously you're a mod over there and whatever. So I know that you have had communication with her more recently than I have. I guess I should say, like, because I did talk to her a little bit before, but her and I haven't talked a lot recently. Um, and so I
I
felt like that
I
also helped because I've had more communication with her.
I think she definitely reaches that, like she has talked to several different people, so like it's kind of putting what she tells everyone into the same like to remember to put all the details into the story,
Right.
if that
And
makes sense.
yeah, and that was part of what I was worried about last night was because we hadn't had any kind of plan beforehand. So it's not like we had like, an outline of the things to touch on or you know what I'm saying? So I feel like too we were just kind of really winging it.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I wanted to have you there because I felt like it was definitely like a little bit more of a buffer. And you obviously thought to ask questions that I didn't because I felt like I was really just trying to keep it on track. Even though
Yeah.
some, I guess, felt like I did the opposite of that. That was really my own, like, only goal coming into it was just to try. And I did ask her, like, the only thing I did ask her, and I know a lot of people, get upset about certain other people and other topics like Tira, Jessica, those things were a lot of the things I feel like that went on in the chat. And so I tried to touch on certain things very briefly and not like get too into it because it obviously derails all of it. Um, but like what I like did want to say that was one of the things I asked her not to really go off on the Jessica stuff a lot
Yeah.
because I didn't want it to get off. And so a lot of times when that did get brought up, that was part of why I did kind of try to, deter a lot from that because I feel like her problem really isn't as much with Jessica as it is Jason created more of a problem with that situation. So I kind of just I didn't want
Exactly.
it to be like a big topic when that wasn't exactly it was more of the Jason Mindy stuff we were there to talk about. So I just didn't. That was like the only thing I asked her. I was like, can we just refrain from that a little bit more than what you're used to doing when it comes to that topic.
Yeah. So no, Amanda's not coming tonight. We're trying to put together a part 3 that will be, I don't know if I will be there, but it'll definitely be an Amber Amanda thing, and with more proof, more receipts to prove more of Amanda's story. Like they have done a lot of silencing with her. Like she is definitely like has a lot of proof of, like even they've admitted it themselves that they were threatening and bribing her into silence. So just being able to prove that to like I know several people have said that she's not credible, but in her put yourself in her shoes, like she's protective of her family. Yeah, I can't imagine what she's gone through.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of hard to know too where to start with all of it. So I feel like that was kind of why I feel like we started in maybe one situation, like one conversation, and then I kind of tried to steer it to what happened with the Mindy Jason situation because I feel like that was a lot of what everyone was kind of wanting to know about what had happened since because people were very confused about it and what she knew and didn't know. And that's another thing I wanted to say is that I tried last night and the day before and going forward, I tried to anything that I have said that I have found out was not right or misinformation or whatever. I tried to clear up once I know that I'm wrong about it or I spoke on something incorrectly or whatever. So that was one, like when I asked about if she was the one that helped Mindy get to the airport because I thought that. And once I cleared that up with her, I want to, be able to clear up the things that are true and are not true. And I want to make sure, like, about the picture situation, I wanted to make sure that I cleared up also, which she cleared up too. Um, so I do try to, when I see that something was said incorrectly by me or anyone else, I try to say, I try to like revisit that and, say what really
Yeah.
is and
Well,
what isn't, because I don't want, a lot of people um, just spreading this stuff that's not true. So
well, Jason also went on and posted a video today to prove that we were wrong about saying that he didn't have drugs, but in showing that we were wrong about that, he proved that he, as of June 16th, still has Reese's stolen motorcycle.
yeah. Yeah, I felt like that was one of the things too, is that every time they try to show something that prove one thing, they end up like showing something they didn't intend to show. And I don't know if that's because they're just not thinking clearly enough. But that's like I said, when I'm trying to show some, like, we'll just say Jason's text messages. There wasn't a lot of them. But when I'm trying to show that, like, I don't necessarily read what all I said. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to prove this point. And
Yep.
so sometimes I may post stuff that makes me look crazy, but not like in that same way, obviously, because I'm just saying, like I already said, if I said something, then I know that there's a possibility someone else would see it. So I try not to ever say anything that I don't want nobody else to read.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of see when he tried to make his point, but then I've lived that life. Like when you say, like, I have no movement right now, like, I've never heard of no movement right now, meaning I don't have a vehicle right now.
I
So
could
I,
see it as that, but to be honest, when I read it, I'm trying to think what I thought it meant. I thought it meant I didn't see either of those things. It wasn't until somebody else pointed out what he was trying to say, because he said there's no
yeah,
work being done. And so I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where my brain went with it, but it wasn't where everyone else's brain, but it made more sense to me how everyone else saw it than how I saw it, because what I saw was really random. It was like there's no work being done, and I thought, I'm sitting here thinking he's still having work done on the house, or I don't know what my brain thought, but that wasn't it. That
but
wasn't where my brain went.
you've also never, you don't have an addiction history, like you don't,
No,
like
I only know it from the like outsider's point of view of like like my ex-husband or people around me or what, like I know it from the loved one side, so I don't know it like from the having experienced it personally side. So I wouldn't probably have noticed it in that way because I would never have been talking about it in that way. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, you can't just, or most people, some people, you wouldn't believe the text messages I've seen from people and dealt with in the past. But yeah, like, you definitely have to talk in code. And to me, that's the first thing my mind went to. Definitely not saying he didn't have a vehicle. So I, like, either way, like, if he did or didn't, if that's what it was referring to, either way, he incriminated himself. We're not even trying to. Yeah, definitely let
Well,
him
once y'all
talk. He definitely tells on himself.
Yeah, well, and once y'all said that, I read it like that, and to me, it meant he was like trying to blow her off. Like he was trying to just get her to, like you get what I'm saying? Like she was trying. I mean, 'cause just based on what she said and then what he said, it was like he was just trying to like lie to her. That's how it felt for me. Like he was like, blah blah. I doubt that that was the truth. I felt like that was what he was telling her to like say, hey, there is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got nothing. I'm not getting nothing. So don't ask for nothing. Kind of like that's how I felt like it meant.
Well, I guess with them we'll never know the truth. So I guess it's
Yeah.
either way. Like,
Okay, I was gonna say real quick hi to some people because I didn't do that a while ago. Hi, anybody that's still here, I'm gonna say hi, Jessica. Hi, Kennergy, and I'm sorry that I upset you, Kennergy. I really didn't see it in that way, and I appreciate you pointing it out to me in a different way. To me, the really only part to it that my brain processed was the fact that I literally had a friend that said, because when I was always late to all my kids like games and whatever, like we would be running in the door as it's starting, and they would always tell you to be there like 30 minutes ahead of time. So at this point, everybody like knows to like lie to me about about everything. So that's like my son's sports physical wasn't due till the 15th, but I swear they told me it was due on the first, and I think that was because they were just trying to make sure that I had it done in time. So everybody is just like used to this with me. So I feel like I didn't. Sometimes I don't think about the fact that other people don't like. I don't know. Yeah, but I understood and I would appreciate you pointing out the reason that people could be upset by that. But they literally call it Baker time. They say we're on Baker time. So that means late as fuck to everything.
I have an aunt that they say that she's gonna be late to her own funeral, like, my whole
They've
life, like, "Aunt Lisa will be late to her own funeral."
they've always said that about my dad. And honestly, that's where I got it. But now he's the opposite. I guess I like as you get older, like you worry more about being on time places. So he leaves way too early. And so now he makes it way early on time. And she was saying how Kirsten, wait, she said, I said my name is Kirsten, not Kristen. Okay. I was going to say Kirsten. So hi, Kirsten. Hi, DK. Hi, Yoda. Hi. These are all the same people. I try to scroll down. Okay. Hi, Lacey. Hi,
Baker
Brandy.
Standard Time.
Yeah. Hi, the fairy godmother of YouTube. Hi, Betsy. I was gonna say Bet. I don't know what I was about to say. Not Betsy. I don't know. That was not gonna come out that way though. Hi, Amanda. Um. Hi, Renetta. 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 Do you think that's how you say that? Renetta. Um. Am I missing anyone? Baker Standard Time. Hi, Summer. Okay. She said work stuff. I'm always early. Personal stuff. Having a large family. I'm always running. So my kids are. Hi, Cassie. My kids are a lot of the problem, and people think it's funny that I blame them, but literally they'll be the one that forgot whatever in the house that I had to turn around and go back because it'll be like their helmet for the game or something that you can't leave without. So they're pretty bad about that. But no, yes, it's me too. Because part of it, though, I think is because I was undiagnosed with ADHD for so long. I've only been diagnosed with ADHD for probably 5 years at the most. I don't even think it's been that long. I don't know. Anyways, and so I always leave the house and I feel like I'm leaving like I feel like I'm forgetting everything. Like I could have everything. I overpack and take way more than I need to,
Yep.
and still feel like I'm forgetting everything. So
I'll leave on a overnight or a weekend trip, and I will literally pack my whole car. Like it my husband absolutely hates it.
yeah, that's what. So that's like when we went to the river a couple months ago. I think it was last month. I forget. Anyways, I just grab a bunch of clothes instead of having to go through and pick out like, oh, we'll be there 3 days, so I need 3 outfits for this. I just grab a bunch of stuff, and then when I get there, I'll pick what I'm gonna wear because it's too much pressure to actually like pack for what you're like doing. I don't know. I'll just like here, I'm just gonna grab all this stuff, so I definitely overpack. But I'm usually the
Yep.
one that has what we need when everyone else doesn't. So I'll tell you that much too. So yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I really wanted to go over about like the last couple of lives. So I do want to. My kids are in there yelling at each other, the older ones. My 16-year-old did not take his ADHD medicine today, and that's been really fun. He was told to take it when he woke up, and I thought that he did. And then he came and said, "Oh yeah, I didn't take my medicine earlier." Like it was so funny, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I can tell." Definitely can tell. And he's been really, 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 really annoying all day. That's the thing though, is he uses it as an excuse to be annoying. Like when he knows he didn't take it, he's like, oh, this is my chance to be a real asshole. And he
Just
thinks it's funny.
send him to play outside.
Okay, I want to say she said, "Thank you for understanding my friend. I will not try, or I will try and not put myself down. Hard habit to break." Thank you, Amanda. I didn't see what happened, but I did see somebody tell her she's not dumb earlier, and so I was gonna go back up and see what that was about. Um, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see what she said. Oh, she said, I'm sorry, that is so funny. And you're not dumb. That is hilarious. And that is a really good, like, that literally could be a very good thing to, like, not a very good thing to think. I don't know what I'm trying to say. That could have been a good possibility of what he was saying. That, like, that totally makes sense. She said, I was thinking a whole different movement. I really thought he may be constipated. Someone has to explain to me because I'm annoying. No, that totally, like, literally with what he's saying, it could have totally fit there. But you know what?
So he is full of shit.
He is full of shit. It could have totally been that. But then she said, I thought that I'm very dumb about so much. No, we just all sometimes like read into things differently when we're, especially when we're not like given the context.
And that
So
for
that was very funny actually.
and that just to confirm like the extent that they have harassed Amanda's parents, I personally reached out to Amanda's mom yesterday and talked with her mom, so I know for a fact like that they are being relentless about contacting them. Like I
Yeah.
wanted like I don't think her parents know like they I think I don't know if they're in a like a meth paranoia, but she's literally like getting like everything that is being said, they blame on Amanda and then say, "Oh, it wasn't Amanda," but then like double down on attacking Amanda.
She totally is full
And
of shit. Yeah. No, see, and that's what like last night I feel like we were all able to understand a little bit that how he will use her parents to like feed them information and then like use them to feed, like, you get what I'm saying, like how she said she thought he was trying to record her dad or whatever. Like, I mean, it would make sense for him to go, try to convince them she's all crazy and then try to use them to convince everybody else that she's all crazy, like.
yep.
So I feel like
Take
us being able to talk through that a little bit kind of made more sense.
yeah, take away her internet privileges, take away her phone. Like I don't want her to be able to speak out on me. Like to me it just make it proves them being more guilty.
Yeah, I thought so too. I definitely thought so too.
And that with my identity, like I'm not publicly saying who I am. Like people involved know who I am, but I'm not going to, for privacy reasons, I'm not giving my actual identity. Like I see people asking who I
Yeah,
am. Like
I was gonna say something about that too, but that's what I was gonna say was obviously we know like that they like to put everyone's like information and business out there and send CPS to your house and do all of the things. So it was just we just figured it was better not like actually saying her information since nobody else like publicly knew who she was. So we just wanted to kind of keep it
I can
private.
like guarantee you guys I am not diamondized. I've gotten that so many, like me and her have actually had conversations. I can promise you I'm not Shannon or diamondized. And I can only imagine what, like, I know I've been accused of her, she's been accused of being me. So I
I've and
promise.
I've heard her speak before, but I never went back and listened to why they thought y'all sounded so much alike. But I had obviously people were saying you were me too, so I was like having conversations with myself, and I mean we do know people that have done that, but that was not the case, and that was why you went live with me the first time was we were like, look,
Yep.
look, these people are really gonna keep saying this. They're gonna have to show them like we have to talk at the same time. We got to talk over each other so they know that I'm not just back here muting myself and talking with the voice app or something.
Switching profiles to comment to yourself.
Yeah, seriously. um, there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, there was a few people when I watched back so when I watched the live from yesterday, so I haven't had time to watch the one before that, but I did watch the one from last night because I had saw all the comments, so I kind of wanted to. And I had missed a lot in the chat that I realized I'm kind of glad we didn't see as we were live because I feel like it definitely would have.
Derailed it.
Kinergy said the real question is, who am I?
Right?
That's what really everybody wants to know. Like, she said, the world's greatest troll. She said, I haven't been in the YouTube streets for a while. First time checking back in after a month or so, I believe, trying to catch up on community tabs. I just hope everyone is all right. Um, I do too, and that's the thing. So I don't want anything bad for anyone. I mean, like, I don't wish anything bad on anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I've said that I felt like certain people were a waste of space and all that type of thing. I mean, obviously, I feel that way, but that doesn't mean that I want something like bad to happen to anyone. I'm not that type of person, and I'm not going to get on here and uh, tell people to go delete themselves and all that type of stuff.
Right. Not gonna call CPS, not gonna call their
she said, "Can
parents.
she said, Ken, I've been dying to know who the F you are." I was like, do I read that? Do I read it in that way? She said, "Sigh, LL. I have to catch up on your live with Amanda's story. Can someone explain what happened, how she came to your?" Well, she was wanting to go live by herself, and I know that that's for one thing. I didn't think she really knew like exactly how or what to do, and so somebody would obviously have to walk her through probably that also. But I do know that it's so much more stressful when you're on it by yourself, especially when you're trying to talk about something like seriously. And I know last night a lot of people probably didn't feel like we really talked about anything seriously, but I was kind of trying to keep it a, a not positive thing on a positive note, if that makes any sense. Like I didn't want it to go um, like too far left or like I don't know how to explain it. But also, obviously, we didn't have like a lot of the proofs that we needed for a lot of the stuff that we were talking about, so I didn't want to get like in too deep with all of that either. Until we like kind of have a like I said, like a more structured or outline like what we're talking about. Because if not, then it could go in. I mean, so far in the wrong direction. So I kind of just tried to keep it. And I was really actually happy with how it turned out with the people in the chat and the live itself. I felt like it went very positive when it could have went very negative, especially had they shown back up
Yes.
and all of that again.
Well, another thing, Amanda was worried because they have access to her accounts. So she was worried that if she did go live or tried to go live, that they were going to mess with her accounts. And so then, and then also having us speak out for her, she couldn't be retaliated on for speaking her side of the story. So that was another
Yeah.
reason why to do it on
Well,
Amber's
and
channel.
And I guess today she said, well, yeah, that was a big part of it. She said she thought they would, thought they would mess with her channel. But she also, um, I don't know what I was about to say. I read something and then I got distracted. That's what sometimes it's hard for me to read the chat. But I did like how someone said that I could have like did more like with the chat and then you could have like asked her the questions. Maybe when we do before, I mean maybe when we do part 3, like we'll have it like more like outlined of what like you're gonna ask her, and then I can just like do the like screen share part of it and then like the chat part of it. You get what I'm saying? Because it is
Yeah.
a lot to try to like navigate it all and keep it on track. So I feel like that was probably part of why. Also, I've never like interviewed somebody on a live or anything, so obviously it's going to be a learning experience. But if I would have known, I definitely would have had like questions to ask and all that, like wrote
Even
down, and it would have been like a little bit more planned out.
maybe a Q&A style might be easier, like to get a bunch of questions written down or to get suggestions from everybody of questions they want to ask Amanda or have us ask Amanda. Like that might also be helpful to be able to have planned
Yeah,
questions about it.
yeah, and I feel like that was kind of like because when I made a post on the community tab, that was kind of I was like, if anyone wants to ask her questions, but that was before the first live, and then she didn't come live, like she didn't go live, so I didn't like emphasize basically like, hey, if anybody wants to ask any questions, like let us know and we'll. Because again, we just didn't really know for sure what was going to happen, and it was just kind of us rolling with it. And I feel like even going forward, if I planned it for like Wednesday or Thursday, um, I could have it all structured and outlined and planned out, and then her still not show up, and then have to then have to literally be opposite of last time, and then have to figure out
Yep.
how to go forward with, you know what I mean? So kind of the
Yep.
same thing. But at that point, I would probably at least still have the screenshots ready to be shown, like because I would know what we were talking about. I could probably still go forward if she didn't show up in that situation. This, I feel like it was kind of opposite, and we didn't know for sure what she was going to talk about, so I couldn't have it like ready.
Yeah, and I think there's still a lot of stuff that I don't think she feels comfortable talking about. I've wondered, like, or I've questioned, like,
Yeah, well, yeah, I feel like that too, and I feel like that's why sometimes like it seemed like she was like defending him or standing up for him in some of the things that she was saying, and I feel like that's because she obviously is still, in that place where she is still like it's still in the back of her head to try to take up for him and defend him, and you know what I'm saying? It's hard to
yep,
stop doing that. It's really hard to stop doing that, especially when she's so fresh out of it. It's only been a couple of weeks. And
yep,
so I know that was a lot of people kept saying, stop defending him. I don't think she was trying to defend him. I think she's just so used to making excuses that I don't think she sometimes probably even realizes that she's doing it.
exactly.
They said, what if you let her tell her part and then ask questions to clarify? I'm kind of scared to do that because I mean, right now she's like unmedicated with ADHD, so I know myself personally, like one story will go into 20 other stories before I get to the point of the first story, and then by the time I get to the end of it, I usually forgot what I was even talking about. So that was when I was a little, I mean, if she wants to like tell me the specific things, like maybe I could write it down and like lead her to talk about those things. But I'm scared that if we just let her talk, that we're not really going to get the things um, talked about. Like the specific
Yeah,
things that she wants to talk about isn't going to be, because then she starts talking about Jessica and her brother and um, everything else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like other than what she's trying to talk about. So
And I do
I,
want to thank everyone for like the support and like the love that everyone has shown Amanda. Like, I think that's what is giving her the strength to actually speak out and have the courage to do so. Like, she's been silenced for so like she tried so hard to tell her story, but then has been silenced for even longer that like I like just the back and forth that she did lose credibility, but now being able to prove herself, like it's going to take time for her to muster that strength to keep telling everything.
Yeah, and I feel like that too was a little bit when people thought maybe that she wasn't sober. Was I feel like that she was probably running on like adrenaline for the fact that she was even going live after like her mom threatened to turn her internet off after they were texting her mom. And so I feel like for one thing I didn't know she was home. I thought she was with the guy that she's seeing now. And so when I found out she was live at home, like obviously she was sitting out there and like, look, I hear music that could be like, so obviously it was probably like traumatic to even be on the live, like not knowing what
Yeah.
was going to happen because of it. And like probably her adrenaline was like probably like pumping so hard because she finally felt the courage to do it. You know what I mean? Like to actually like not to say she was going to do it, but do it. So
Mm.
I'm hoping when we plan for the next one that she, takes it seriously and we plan it out a little bit better and we can actually do it. But I know it's hard because when they know it's happening, they try at all costs to stop it from happening.
Yep. A side note, it is seriously 2024. Who still puts systems in their cars? Like, I haven't had a system in my car since like 2005, maybe
Yeah, what
2006.
I feel like the younger people probably do, but I feel like at a certain age, like for one thing, a lot of cars like come with built-in stuff that actually sounds pretty good. We're not in like the 90s anymore or whatever, so
Yeah.
it's like the speakers don't already come sounding like they're busted, like they used to. And so I feel like a lot of the times they have like built-in amps and all that stuff now, so it doesn't sound bad
Well,
enough that you have to add all of that.
the car that he has, I know it ain't no new car with the. I'm sure it
Yeah,
doesn't even, but probably doesn't even have a full gas tank. Probably never
yeah,
has.
no. I know a lot of people were saying they think that he's probably on his way to go get Mindy right now. But
Yeah.
that's why they probably have been so quiet. But I don't know. He did post trying to show proof that that derailed the proof he was trying to show. So I don't know. It's just
Oh yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
the Met psycho. Yeah, Mindy has definitely guided her and told her exactly what to say, which like it. Oh, I just to like she's done so much defending and backstepping for them, and now for them to just completely throw her under the bus after like it just puts her in a horrible position to even come out and tell her truth. Like,
yeah. Well, she said last night that she was though. Maybe y'all missed that part. She said that that wasn't necessarily what they told her to do. That she thinks that that's what was going on. So that part she said, I think she said was true, right?
what she said that
The
um
psychosis part before.
yeah,
I don't.
that she has been in a meth psychosis, but that was when she like when her brother passed away. Like
Yes.
that isn't in like recent times. Like she
Right.
has used like not recently, like I don't know when exactly she has used, but she hasn't been in a meth psychosis since she her brother passed away and she went to the psych ward and started getting help for herself. So yeah, for Mindy guiding her what to say to be able to defend Jason, like it, I'm lost for the words.
No, I just wasn't sure if that's what they meant, if they meant like recently or before, because she did say that she had experienced that before. So when she talked about in the past, she did say that that part was true. But I don't know. I didn't realize that they told her to say that that was what happened recently. I guess I was confused about that. But I did see a couple things that are good questions to ask her. Like this said, Jason threatened to sue her mom, saying he could because she's Amanda's caretaker. Is there any legal conservatorship? So that's a good question. I should write that down.
Yes. And then saying that he's going to sue her because she paid, like Amanda's on their phone plan, that because she's using a phone plan in their name, that he's going to sue her. Like her mom
Because
is not.
yeah, right. I guess because she's giving her access to say those things, but people, I don't, I don't think you could do that. Like in real life, I don't think like because someone provides you a phone and they pay for it, that you could sue them if you use that phone to commit a crime. Do you think you could do that? I don't think you could do that.
No.
I mean, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, say to commit a crime. So, say you actually use the phone to do something like illegal, we'll just say, because there's plenty of stuff you can do online that's illegal, right? So, do you think that in that case, you could still, I still don't even think you could do it in that case.
No, I think you'd have to have proof that it was that person and
But
that.
then, I mean, obviously, I don't know how we would even find that. And I'm sure it's different, like where you live. But I was just going to say that I had a similar, not obviously over a phone, but because I was on the lease, um, where my husband had my ex-husband, not my husband, let me stop there. Ex-husband had stolen a four-wheeler and put it in the yard, and I didn't know, blah blah. Like, so by the time the cops came and I had found out, and I said, hey, it was like the next day, so I didn't have time to like really react. But because I was on the lease, um, both of us were on the lease, and so they charged both of us with that. So like there are certain situations, and it probably depends on where you live, that certain things like that you could get in trouble for something that you obviously helped facilitate in someone's mind, but obviously the charges were dropped because he pled guilty, and I really didn't do that. But I
Yeah,
just feel like it just really, that's subjective for sure. But I don't think in that case, in the case he's saying, I don't think that's like, that's not, I don't think that's a real thing.
I'm sure a judge would probably laugh in his face.
Definitely.
Like, you're in here for what?
Yeah, seriously. Okay, I wanted to write that down. Um, okay. Let me see. I was trying to see. There was some stuff that I missed. She said if there's no legal conservatorship, there's absolutely no course of action against Amanda's parents, even if she did do something for which they could sue. She was saying Jason was abusive a while back when she started going live with Mindy. Mindy told her to tell everyone she was in a psychosis when she said that he was abusive. Okay, I understand now because I didn't understand, I think, the question or or the way she had described it, I guess. So
Mm,
I think I have a better understanding of it now. I definitely believe he is. She said, I'm an attorney. No, you can't do that. You cannot sue the person who provides or pays for an adult's phone or internet. See, I would not think that that would be legal anywhere. Like, I wouldn't think that that's like an anywhere thing.
that would be insane.
Seriously. That's like, so my kids, well, they're my kids, so that'd be different. We'll just say my oldest son, if he like did something like that. He's obviously an adult and like should make his own decisions. Just because I provided a phone for him does not mean I helped facilitate his bad behavior. So Jason and Mindy would never sue because he has enough legal issues and she is hiding from process over his facts. Facts.
Yep.
Um, I don't think they ever like would have the means to do so in the first place. Unless someone like took their case because it was like so winnable that they saw money signs behind it or something for something. I don't think that that would be like a pro bono situation is probably the only thing that they would have going on, and I don't see that ever even happening. So
Well, not only that, but there's so much stuff. Like, if he wanted to try to sue Amanda or her parents, there's so much stuff that they could retaliate and go counter sue him for. Like he would be, it'd waste his time even trying to say something like that.
you're I don't know if it's just me, but you sounded staticky just now. So
I
let me
Okay.
sound
see if anyone else agrees. Yeah. He's relying on people being ignorant of the law, and that is laughable as fuck. It is. I feel like he tries, that's like with the IP address stuff. I feel like he tries to just like pretend he's the smartest one in the room and hope everyone else agrees and doesn't question it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still staticky. I don't know. It sounds like I don't know how to explain it. Do you
I
let me
sound
mute it?
staticky.
Yeah, let me mute it and unmute it and see if it works. Try now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's still staticky. Here, let me take you off and back on. Talk.
Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just something. It was just something. It was just something in the connection, I guess, because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like if that were Mindy and Jason, they probably would have just said that the feds was bugging the connection.
Yep.
The fact that but they honestly, they probably are. Like they probably are. She said, "Can
Yeah.
someone clarify the crit situation? What the fuck happened?" So what he said was that what happened had nothing to do with Mindy, that him and Lisa had gotten into some kind of fight, and Lisa told on him for doing something that I guess him and Jason had already discussed he was not to be doing. Had nothing to do with Mindy. And then I guess when Jason found out that he did something that I guess him and Jason had already discussed, that was why I guess Jason asked him to leave.
Yeah.
But
He referred to it as stepping on toes.
yes, and he did say him and Lisa are not together anymore, and that he missed her and wished her all the best. And I'm trying to think. So the accusation someone made on Reddit about Mindy sleeping with both of them, he says is not true. My personal opinion before I even saw that was that maybe that was just um, a delusion of Jason that something happened, and that's to me. I thought maybe that was where the physical altercation came from. Was maybe accused her of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just kind of what my thinking was maybe he thought something was happening, or but from what Amanda said, they were all Mindy was fighting with them all. That she almost got in a fight with Lisa. Her and Crit was arguing. Her and Jason's cousin were arguing. Her and Jason had a physical altercation. So from what I have been able to tell, everything was going one way and before she got there, and then completely different after she got there.
She went into that house and just wreaked havoc on everybody in every relationship and then left.
She said criminals don't usually get law enforcement or the legal system involved. In discovery, they would need to view his text messages as well. Definitely that. And they definitely go in and get them off your phone and not just what you show them because you can show them anything. Chris said he stepped on Jason's toes, which probably means it had to do with business. Yes, that's how I took it. And
Yes.
he also said he was, what did he say? IPC, NFIPC till I die. Or is that what he said?
Something like that, which is,
Yeah. I think had to do with their crochet club.
yeah. I don't know if it has anything to, like, or for Jason and Crit to be so close for so long, and then as soon as Mindy comes in the picture, now all of a sudden they're having a falling out. Like,
It's sad, really. She just like goes in and like I feel like both of them though, like kind of go in and like tornado people's lives. A
yep,
wrecking ball. That's what I used to. That's what I think that's how I said explained it before about Jason with Jessica with Reese with that whole situation. I said I feel like he kind of came in like a wrecking ball and came, had to be the one to come try to clean up the mess that he caused.
yep.
He said also, where has Tira been? I'm literally so out of the loop. So no one knows. And apparently it's really controversial to talk about. So,
Yeah. I don't. Here's a
yeah.
question for the chat. I don't know if anyone knows, but she said that she had a 10-day ban. But when I looked into it, and as far as I know, um, YouTube only does like like a
7
24
and
hour ban,
14.
a 7-day ban, a 14-day ban, and a 30-day ban, and then your channel's completely gone or something along those times, like 7-14. I've never heard of a 10-day ban. I don't know if anyone else knows otherwise, but if it
Because
is
she
a
said
14-day ban, she'd be coming back today or tomorrow.
But she said she commented, I mean, no, she said on something, I don't know where I saw it, that she could like comment on her, so she couldn't post anything. So she couldn't like post on her community tab, create a live, like do anything like that. But apparently, I guess she could still like comment on, like reply to comments or something like that. But she
Yeah.
hasn't even done that. And there have been people on her last community post more recently asking. I saw, I mean, I haven't looked recently, but after the ban was over, so a few days ago, um, people were, wondering and asking about her. I did check like the gels in the area. Hold on,
And then also to
hold on,
clarify
hold on.
that,
Well,
oh,
Amanda just messaged me, so I'm gonna let you talk real quick while I deal
oh,
with her because I guess somebody told her we're talking bad about her, which was not at all what happened. So I'm gonna text her back while you talk.
okay. I heard a 10-day ban too. Yeah, she said a 10-day ban, but like I said, I've never heard of a 10-day ban. And so we'll just have to wait and see. But then she also did create the two new channels that she also disappeared from. So I don't know. I assume, like, I know she had lost her phone, and like I'm assuming it might have something to do with not being able to afford to buy a new phone, possibly. Like she is waiting for the first of the month when she gets paid and will get a new phone. Hi, Amanda. 7-day ban. And Amanda, we have, it is Amanda, right? Yeah. We have not said anything. You can go back and rewatch this. We absolutely adore you. We have not said anything bad about you. Amber is reaching out to you, Amanda, if you haven't gotten her message. I think you popped on right as she stepped away to go message you back. Which I'm getting channels deleted. So Tira doesn't have a phone. Yeah, that's what I was assuming happened. But yeah, we had nothing against Tira and that whole thing until she inserted herself and came for Amber like it. And I just
So
I have.
I guess somebody also called her mom. So it's obviously someone probably on in the Jason situation trying to cause problems because who else would call her mom?
That said on Reddit. Oh, believe you there's
Oh
somebody
yeah,
on Reddit.
yeah, I remember that I sent you that thing where whoever kept telling her to log off because she's
Yeah.
just feeding to it and causing all the problems. So that was kind of like how everybody told Jessica, just stop talking about it. Like that just makes it go away. I think people even told me just stop talking about it. I'm like, yeah, that makes it just all disappear. It makes people stop talking about you if you just stop talking about it.
Well, they,
Like,
they say that, but then here, like they have done nothing but attack Amanda. Like even like Amanda, they would talk so bad about her, and then she would join the chat, and they would literally just be like, just gaslight her, and I, oh hi Amanda, like, like I just, it was insane to, and then to make all these posts tagging her and just saying horrible things, and then still wanting her to defend them.
yeah. She said, someone called your mom. Are they children involving your parents? That's literally the way that I feel about it every time I see anyone say it. Like, what? Like, how old? And the craziest part is the that they're all older than me or you or probably like half of the people involved. I know some of the people are in the, like around their age, but I'm just saying to be like in your 50s and almost 50 and calling people's parents to tell on them or try to get them to stay off the internet or just do whatever, like calling their parents at all. I get
Yeah,
if you're calling someone's parents out of genuine concern because you're like scared for their safety or scared for what they're doing, but they're actually doing it in a manipulative way and trying to manipulate the situation.
exactly.
Just have every reason to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Exactly. And that's what we're trying to help you do. The only thing that we said was that we were just trying to help you stay on track and not get, sidetracked by all of it. That's why when you
Yeah.
said you wanted to do it on your own, um, I know how hard it is to get out here by yourself and like talk, especially having ADHD and not being on medication and you go I would just said because I'm really, really bad about starting a story and telling you 10 different stories in that story and then forgetting what the hell I was even talking about in the first place. So I just wanted to try to like keep it on track at least without going like too far to the left. He said, what does finding an IP address do? Um, I don't
Finding
know
it.
because they try to make it I don't know what it really does, but I think they try to make it sound like that's how they get your actual address. But is that how
No,
it works?
you get a general location. Tracking someone's IP address, you do not get their direct address, their exact location. You get their general area. So anyone making those threats, nothing, not like unless you have some like FBI or like professional like actual tracking software, like you can't directly pinpoint someone.
Look what she said. She said they have the camera with the motorcycle. When he picked her up on the motorcycle, they probably have it on camera.
Oh,
So that would be interesting if you did. Definitely interesting. She said nothing, it's an intimidation tactic. Definitely. Because I feel like too, that's why the live that was supposed to look like um Mindy didn't, or that Jason didn't know Mindy was on live. I feel like that was set up to look that way on purpose to make everybody think that they got the idea. Like, so it kind of was set up to look like people weren't supposed to know, or he wasn't supposed to know that they were. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was kind of made
exactly.
to look like it was a secret, but I think it was intentionally made to look like that because what they were talking about was bullshit in the
just
first place.
just keep letting them join, and we're tracking them. We've got them almost pinpointed.
Yeah, she said
Goofy.
it's pointless since Jason knows where she lives, but she hasn't been at home. She has a new guy that she's seeing, and so she hasn't been at home. She's been home off and on. So I guess what she's trying to say is that they're trying to find where she's at when she's not at home. I guess she could clarify that better. She said after the third live, I'm going to actually go on my channel and talk about it very calmly, and I'm going to start from the beginning and finish at the end because I'll be back on my medication, and I will help you with that. Like I know that you don't know how to do certain things or whatever. I don't know how to do everything. It's still a learning process, but I can definitely help you at least get it set up and started any way that I can. I just wanted to help you with obviously the part three where we can kind of like do it more like we were supposed to do originally, like more of like questions and answers, and with some of the proof to back up some of the things that we're saying, rather than people just having to take our word for all of it.
Yeah. Another idea, Amanda, if you like for you to make videos, like if you were to do like a Q&A video where you get a bunch of questions and then record yourself answering them and then post it as videos and then people can ask more questions on those videos, that might be something that
You could do, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos Tracy has done recently, but she's kind of done them in parts. So you could do that too. You could record it all at once. So, well, I feel like I feel like what I was about to say is probably a little bit harder for people that are just kind of starting out to do. But you could just record it in parts. I was going to say you could record it in parts and then like edit it to post, one part, two part, three part, but record it all at once, but I thought that would probably be more complicated for somebody that is trying to learn how to do it all. She said, yes, they can find out exactly where you are. And then she said, listen, the last time I was at Jason's house, he sent me an app and he told me to click on it. And it was basically a general app that says where my location is. And I caught him doing that. I'm also talking to, you know what? I have seen like where people put like an app on your phone and it'll look like something else.
yep.
And then
I know.
you don't realize that it's something in your phone that's like tracking everything you're doing on your phone. So I wouldn't doubt if that's not how he has been able to be in your phone and make you feel like you're crazy for thinking he's in your phone. Because he did it one time when was I in the chat? Obviously, I wasn't on the live. I don't know why I was about to say that. I was in the chat while they were on the live, and it was all three of them, Jason, Mindy, and Amanda. And they were all on live, and I said something about that I thought maybe people were in the phone that was left behind. I don't want to go into that and bring those other people into this, but I'm just going to say I was saying that I believed that that could be true. And when I said that in the live or in the chat or whatever, Jason said on the live, like he told me publicly, don't feed her that, or don't put that in her head, or don't, like he was trying to like gaslight me out of that when I like believed that people could definitely be in her phone. I don't think, and they wanted everybody to
Yeah.
think like
Well,
she was crazy for thinking that or saying that, and I don't think that she was crazy for thinking that or saying that.
even on Snapchat you can see people's locations if you have it turned on. Like I know we
Yeah,
have like with my daughter, like we have Snapchat and then we have the Life 360 where you can like pinpoint like just our own like our my family's location, but those are two apps that you can track very easily. So I don't know, Amanda, if you do have on your Snapchat if you have location turned on, or you can turn it off on some people, but that could also be another way.
I think she might be a little bit behind us. Just the way that she's answering, or that she's like answering the things we've said or whatever in the
Like if
chat. I feel like she's
yeah.
a little bit behind us. She said it's illegal to track IP address if it's not done by law enforcement. I don't think they really, know. I think they just want people to think that they. Okay, so before I will say this. and I'm going to be careful saying this and how I say this, but before, when they were trying to convince people that they were tracking anyone's IP address, that was not that they had someone. He said he had a guy doing it, like he had a tech guy doing it, right? Well, that's not what was really happening. What was really happening is they had someone that worked in like a government agency that has access to people's information that was giving them people's information illegally. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have heard us talk about this before, but I'm not gonna like go into a lot of detail about it right now because we don't have all the information still. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the person that gave him my information, that gave him Jessica's address, that gave him probably who knows how many people's information, we really have
Many
no
people.
idea. But yeah, and that's crazy because I really wish that could be like looked into a little bit better. I mean, maybe it can, but as of right now, I know I don't think it really has. But
Yeah,
because
and
that's crazy.
and it's not just it's getting all your info, like your social security number, getting all of your information, like your like what you have financed, you like all of your information that's tied to your social.
Um, so one thing that is crazy to me that when my email address was doxed, it made me decide to go like start like Google my own email address to see what came up, and I was really surprised. I found my address and everything like doing this, and so people would like honestly probably be really surprised um, what you can find with your name, your address, or your phone number, your email address. Well, yeah, your name, phone number, email address, and your address. The websites I had found my information on by just looking up my email address had it's so weird though. I've had the same phone number for over 15 years and it has like a really, really old phone number for me. It does not have anywhere I have not found my recent phone number or my like current phone number. And but my address was anyways, I was just gonna say, but then I found a thing on my phone under Google that will search for your information on those websites and then send a request for you to remove it. And I've done that like 6 times in the last couple of weeks, and it like continues to remove my it like I don't even have to click anything at this point until it tells me, and then it sends the request to remove it. So if anybody wants to like look through like their Google, there's some kind of option where it searches for your information and then it will just tell you when it finds it just randomly.
I need to do that actually.
You'd be surprised. I've looked up so many people since I found this. That's what I said one day. So when my email address was doxed, I was like, dang, they don't even know. They just unlocked a level that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good at searching for things and I'm good at finding things, but they just gave me a new tool that I didn't realize was, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I've been able to find a lot of people's information using that, and I don't think that that's in the best option of some people in some people's hands. I'm saying I think that
Yep.
that information is very good in some people's hands. So I just wanted to make it like known that people should try to see if they can check those type of things and see if they find their own information because I was really surprised at some of the information and addresses and phone numbers and email addresses and whatever that I was able to find. She said, I've been doing it too because they give out way too much information on those websites. And it's all, you don't pay for it. You don't have to pay for anything. Like, you just type in the information and it gives it to you. It's free. So that's why it's dangerous to me because I feel like people would less likely be like, be paying for it, be paying for other people's information. But now when you like offer it for free, just like through Google, it's scary actually. She said, just Google your name. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm not on TikTok. I don't want to be on that because I understand that you can see people's location. If you have your location turned off on your phone, though, you can't, right?
Yeah, even on iPhone when you send pictures, you can when you send a picture, they can see where the picture was, like the location that the picture was taken if you have your location on.
Is there a setting? I noticed in my phone the other day that there's a setting where mine won't send that because obviously I don't
Yeah.
have iPhones. I
Yeah,
have
you
a
can.
Samsung S23 Ultra, which I don't know if it's all Androids. Obviously, I have like a newer Samsung, So there was an option I noticed though the other day in like my text message settings or whatever, where it says it doesn't send like the detailed information when I send pictures.
Yeah, you can turn it off, but I know, like I've noticed on, like with my, like I don't, like anybody that I give my real information to, like obviously I don't care, so I leave mine on, but for like in Amanda's case, like it would be good to turn off that
Well, that's what she
information.
said. She said, I mean, I don't want to turn off my location on my phone because that's how I find where I'm going when I need to get there, like directions and stuff. But you can so like Yoda said, you can turn it off like the permissions per like for each app. You can turn like you can make your location not accessible per like that app. Say so TikTok, you can go into which obviously is more complicated for people that don't know how to do it, but it's easy to look it up if you want to know how. Um, but anyways, so you can turn it off like so you go to TikTok and like permissions and then turn off like location so it can't give that like your location on those specific things. But you also could turn your location off in like when you're not using it.
Yeah.
She said I only turn it on to use the GPS. So you could also turn it off, like turn it off for everything except for the GPS, if that makes sense. Like you can put the GPS like use or like only while using this app and then turn it off for everything else, if that makes sense. She said I'm gonna go to the Apple store and have them help me out with that. She said you can
Yeah.
turn off your location on Snapchat, but still use your GPS. My location is off on Snapchat. My teens is off to everyone but me and each other. Yeah, I know. My kids probably all their stuff is probably on everything. I'm really bad about checking their phones. I learned with my oldest son that I didn't want to know. That I
You
didn't
got
always
boys though.
yes, and that's exactly the point. That and I finally told him one time, I was like, look, Caleb, once you start paying your own phone, I don't care what you do with that. But while I'm paying your phone, can you just like please be respectful of the things that you're looking at while I'm paying for it? But eventually I was just like, I'm just not it's not worth the mental load it takes to go through their phones and see all the stuff I don't want to see.
I definitely envy you having boy. Like I, I'd rather have 5 boys than one girl.
Yeah, that's just like I just my 6-year-old was like, when are you getting off live because my game is not working because you're using all the internet. I was like, dude, you need to be going to bed anyways, not on your game anyways. So you just came here for the wrong thing because you just told on yourself that you're not laying down like you're supposed to be laying down. But he was for real said, when you get off live because my game's not working. Like, bruh. No, they didn't. They after the day we had yesterday, they slept late today, so I knew that getting them in bed tonight was gonna be not as fun. They're supposed to be just
Oh.
laying down and
And
watching a
school
movie, and
tomorrow.
then I know they'll pass out as soon as they just calm down a little bit. I know they'll pass out because so normally they only have 4 days of school. We switched to that. Last year was the first time, so they only go to school Monday through Thursday. Well, so to be able to get like enough days or whatever, they go like the first 3 Fridays. So we went from last year being 4 days to now the beginning of this year, 5 days for the first couple weeks. And so it's like I feel like that 3 days off was really beneficial for them. And then now we just had a whole 5 day week that they're not used to having. So they went from basically having 4 day weeks to the summer to bang a 5 day week, and like, and that was right after they were sick too. So it's a lot, but they definitely were coming home and passing out. So I wasn't having to worry about bedtime because they were already asleep.
Oh, I do not miss being in school. That I was really bad about getting up early. Like now I'm up early every day, but in school I just could not do it.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
You're still breaking up. It sounds like the connection this time. Well, ago it was staticky earlier, but now it sounds like the connection.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe you're using all the maybe you're using all the internet and my son's game ain't working. It was just funny the way he said it. I was like, "You're supposed to be there laying down, like, watching something, not playing on the Xbox." Like, he's, like,
Do you
on
know
some Fortnite or something, and I was just like, "It's not what
do
you're
you know
supposed to be
what
doing."
internet speed you have?
I don't. I
No.
don't. I just know that I'm closer to it, so it's probably like it's right above me, so I'm probably stealing it all. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works, but I would assume because I'm closer to it that it probably works better for me than it does them.
I know we got because my husband and my daughter, they game, so we got the fiber internet. It's over $100 a month.
Yeah, I feel like ours is about $80 a month. I feel like I'm always late paying it though. I have to make sure that I don't let it get turned off
That
because then well I'm really horrible about paying it before it gets turned off, and then they charge me the late fee on top of like a reconnect fee, and then the fees are so crazy. So I have to at least make sure that I catch it before it gets turned off, or I'm really mad at myself because I
if
swear it's
I
like $35 reconnect fee.
if I don't turn on auto pay, I'm late on everything.
That's that ADHD stuff that it's like when you don't know that you have it. I was gonna read that comment. She said, "I found girls. Oh crap! I found girls to be easier. I have 4 sons, 1 daughter, and 2 foster daughters." You know what? I feel like girls are probably easier until they get older, and then that attitude, I think, is why I'm probably really. I don't know. My boy's attitude's bad enough. I don't think I could deal with the diva, like the diva-ness of the girl's attitude. Like especially if I had one girl and then she would be like the little princess. Oh God. Like in the house full of boys, like that would be awful.
Oh, that is a good you see that comment? Can you imagine Jason even attempting to sue Amanda and her parents? He has such a snitch mentality for someone who's currently not a snitch or apparently not a snitch.
I have thought that kind of to myself is because like okay, so when whoever was sent to Reese's apartment, like the way that he acted on the phone during that situation, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The way he was like, "Call the cops, call," or whatever. I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but the way he was like that was he was very quick to jump on that. Like, "Call the
Mm.
cops, call the cops." Like, okay, like I thought we don't play like that.
And definitely wherever Jason goes, the drama and bad decisions go.
He definitely has a hands full mixed with girls and boys. I don't know if one. I feel like it would be harder to have both than one or the other. I feel like if I had a mixture, so if I had like say 3 boys, 2 girls, I feel like that would be worse than having 5 boys because then you have like a mixture. You already have a
Yeah.
mixture of personalities, but then you have a mixture of like I don't even yeah. I could just imagine the knockdown dragouts that would be going on if I had girls and boys. It's already bad enough with boys. Yeah. I thought I wanted girls. I really thought I wanted girls. I think God knew what he was doing. Which I'm not even gonna go there. I saw Burner did a live earlier. I don't know if anybody saw Burner's live on YouTube earlier. But I'm surprised he doesn't know better than to talk about religion because it went really left and he deleted it instantly. He wasn't on there very long, but they were people, him and people. Maybe he was just kind of trolling the people in the comments. I was doing something else, so I was more listening to it than seeing what was actually being said, like in the chat. So I don't know what he was exactly responding to, but I was just most people know that that's one that you kind of steer clear of, like religion, politics,
And politics.
unless and race, and like the things. And so I feel like those what to kind of steer clear of if you don't want it to go really far left. And so I was kind of surprised that he like gave them so much before ending it, and he seemed pretty flustered, and I was like, I don't even think I caught the end of it because I was like trying to catch up, and so then it just was gone before I could even finish it. She said they would bury Jason in the discovery. No judge would take that seriously. She said Mindy has a gift at causing misery for absolutely anyone and anything she orbits. Jason would
That's the
only
truth.
sue someone if it came with a guaranteed large payday. That's what I said. I feel like, and it would have to be someone take it pro bono, and they would know that it would be like a win. Then that was the only reason they would do it. And I just don't see with his criminal history. I don't know that anyone would really want to be involved.
Exactly.
She said, I pity every new person Mindy meets. Teen girls whine and cry, teen boys fight. I believe it. She said,
Yep.
Yoda, your username just lost its why. Why? LOL. Wait, huh? Yoda, your username just lost its why. Why? LOL. Huh? Okay.
What?
I guess they thought it was funny. I didn't get it. I guess sometimes I'm slow and dumb. No, look, sometimes I really think I'm so smart, and then I realize that in some situations, like the other day with the Taco Bell situation, I
I
feel like
told
the
you.
only reason it's so funny to me is because I was so sure of myself. I was so sure of myself. I was like, I done thought of all the things to think of. I got this. No one's ever gonna know I went to Taco Bell. I'm the best criminal in the world. I just did this so sneaky. And I was so bad at it. I must have just really been hungry.
Should have just said your car was stolen.
To make that kind of mistake. I know I thought about blaming it on my older kid here, my 16-year-old, but I mean, but he don't got no driver's license, so then he would have got in trouble, you know. So I kind of decided in that moment I had to tell on myself because what else was I gonna say? She said, "Why is the screen black and no sound? Anybody know?" I don't believe
I
Tira about the band. She uses the band story for sympathy for money. She's in chaos and lost her phone and lies too easily. I don't know, Sammy. I hear sound. I can hear them and can see them. I don't know. So I guess it's causing issues for some people. They said I see and hear them. I don't know. Well, yes, I guess I could pull that up real quick. I was just gonna go look at. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
I think anybody that threatens to sue over stuff like that is just like a desperate attempt at getting money. Like there's no grounds behind it. They just want to either threaten you or they're desperate, like the slip and fall stories. And like my mother-in-law, she went somewhere and got a perm and like sued them for like burning her or something because she fell asleep while they were doing the perm and then actually was able to sue them.
So this was the last thing. Oh, I guess somebody commented on it today, but so this was the last thing posted by Tira on her new channel, that she made after the ban was supposed to have happened. See, so this was 12 days ago, and she said it was for 10 days, but it says headed to the north side to go live my life. I have a huge city to roam, and instead I've spent a week on a couch
Oh,
accomplishing nothing while sucking, and I'm almost out of time. Touch
so
grass. I show am
someone
what?
someone commented that she doesn't have a she's currently without a phone.
Well, so she said that in Mindy's live though.
Maybe
So do you see what I'm saying? That's
maybe she
what was.
used someone else's phone to log in, but she's currently without a phone. I'm
Well,
trying to
so
remember who it's.
I was just gonna say, did you ever figure out where I had saw? Because I don't know where I saw the comments about the hospital. Maybe somebody in here can answer that also. But I was just gonna say this was the last that she posted. So I was just gonna say because to me she said she's headed to the north side to go live her life. She has a huge city to roam, and instead she spent a week on a couch accomplishing nothing while sucking. And I'm almost out of time. I didn't really understand what that meant. Touch grass, I show am. I need it like a Snickers because YouTube ain't about to stress me out. So that was the last community post. But that same day, wasn't it that same day? Let me go back. That she had was the day that she had all the videos and the shorts and stuff. Was it all on the same day?
I
Let's see,
haven't looked.
13 days ago. Is that what I said, or did I say 12?
It would be 13
So the
or
last thing that she posted was her kid's dad, I guess.
What are you eating though? Huh? What are you eating? What are you eating? You're like, what do you mean? Right, because why would I ask you when we just got this? I can't wait till you're out of that wheelchair. I'm gonna fuck you up just because it's good, right? Mm-hmm. Jalapeno in there and everything. What are you?
Anyways, I just wanted to show that because that was the last thing that she shared. I didn't want to talk about it a lot because I know, a lot of people have like there are certain opinions about it and whatever. And so I was just gonna say because that was the last thing that she posted. So for the people that were asking, I just wanted to, because a lot of people probably didn't realize she made a new channel with the 2 at the end. But she hasn't posted anything on it since then also. So
Yeah, I know there was a lot of assumptions that she was also being silenced, that because she had went so hard to defend everything that happened, and then it comes out what actually happened. And yeah, so I agree. I hope she is okay. Like, I have no ill will towards her. Like, I just I don't miss her, but I have no ill will towards her.
same. I feel like I don't miss the drama that continues. I don't miss my pictures and name being like her titles and thumbnails. I don't miss my pictures being shown and laughed at. I don't miss all of that, but I definitely don't want bad to happen to anybody. So I don't wish homelessness on her. I don't wish any of that on anybody. So I mean, I do hope that she's okay, and if her being in a hospital is what's best for her right now, and that's where she is. I'm not saying that's where she is, but if that is the situation, then that's obviously probably better than the alternative, or even jail. Because since that's what someone had thought. She said there was another one called "The Haters Got Me."
Yeah, she had
Oh
two
yeah, there was another
channels.
channel too. Yeah, there was 2 channels, but I don't think she really posted anything on that one. Did she? Maybe like 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
She said, I have my issues with Tara, but I really do hope she's okay too. Since that she spiraled at Jason's, at least she has a baby daddy. Hopefully he's keeping an eye on her. I heard that she has lost her phone. I hope she's not being silenced. Yeah, I don't know because I don't know anything about her beyond
The
I guess
drama.
kind of like when, yeah, well, and kind of like when all of the fallout happened with Tracy and Mindy and Nicole and Olivia. I feel like that was kind of when I first learned of her, was around the same time. And maybe that was because of Olivia. She was friendly with Olivia. Um, and so I feel like that's kind of when she started talking about me, but then she would say, I don't even know who that is. And I'm like, you've talked about me, so how do you not know who I am? So that happened a few times though, that she would say she doesn't know who I am after she had talked about me with other people on live. So I was just a little confused about it, and that's why I feel like when I say she keeps inserting herself in things is because I've seen it several times just in the short time that
Yeah.
I've seen her. Apparently, a lot of other people have had issues with her or know more about the situation. So that's why I was going to ask, because I don't know where I saw it. Maybe somebody else has seen it too, or said it, or knows about her going to the hospital. Um, I don't know where I saw the comment, but somebody said something about that she's probably in the hospital because she went 20 times in 2 years or something. I saw that somewhere. I didn't make that up, I promise, but I can't remember where I saw it. So I was gonna see if anyone else knew anything about that. But I mean, I don't agree with everything Tira does, but she sure ain't as bad as Mindy and Jason. Seriously. I don't think anyone could silence Tira, but I hope her phone wasn't stolen for people to access info for contacts. She can buy a cheap replacement phone. I think it was in the live last night. I said it in the live last night because I saw it in a comment recently, and I don't know where it was. I thought maybe it was on her Reddit or in the comments on maybe on that live Mindy did with Jason. I didn't go back and look for where I saw it, but someone said it somewhere. I promise I didn't make it up. I just can't remember where I saw it.
And it
And it
was
was
that
definitely not
that
something I would
live.
have known about.
I'm pretty sure it was the live that where Mindy said that she reappeared to come on and defend Try.
So it was like the comments on the live. It was like after the live, so not like the live chat, but in the comments maybe, because there were
I
a lot of
swear.
comments.
I swear I remember it being in the live. Maybe not. There's been so much.
Madden said that was me. She had a video on her deleted channel, I guess, about that, about the hospital situation. So I knew I had seen it somewhere, and I knew somebody else must have known that information. I just couldn't remember who said it or where they got the information. So I mean, if that's the case, maybe she needs. I mean, maybe like sometimes we all need a little help, even whether it's in that way or if she didn't have a place to go and maybe was struggling from being at Jason's. I mean, there could be worse situations. I'm just saying, like, if that's
Yeah.
what she felt like she needed to do, then maybe it was for the best. If that's not the situation, and it's just literally she lost her phone. I mean, everybody just hopes that she's okay. I mean, everybody can, not like her and feel how they feel about her and have their feelings towards her, but obviously nobody wants anything bad to happen to her. She said about going to the hospital 20-something times since being diagnosed bipolar when she was like 15. She said, oh, okay, maybe she needs a break from the internet. I mean,
Yes.
sometimes we all do. Sometimes we all do. And that's why I feel like that's really why when Amanda thought we were talking bad about her, I feel like that's where that defensiveness came from. Is because someone on Reddit did tell her to log off and whatever more than once. I had saw it earlier, and yeah, I made a mental note of it because I was like, how are you trying to tell her not? I mean, they have made her lie. They have made up stuff about her. They have made fun of her. They have done all that, and you want her to just say nothing?
And tagged her in every post, so of course she's gonna get the notification and want to defend herself. Like
Yeah.
after they were
Well,
the ones that brought her up on their lives to like it just shows that as soon as Mindy's done with you, she will do everything she can to destroy or try to destroy you.
Madden said she said for a while that she hasn't been able to stay out for more than 2 years at a time. Brooke said it's very, very abnormal for her to be gone. I'm very, very, very concerned. I can't reach her. Trust me, no one can silence her. And she definitely didn't go 20 times. I'm worried for real. And then Madden says, I knew of her from the anti-Katie Joy community. She had a lot of problems back then with creators I used to follow there. She said, this ain't Tira in all the years I've known her. Well, I thought so. I don't know if you saw what I just shared, but I was really sharing that to show people that the way she kind of left was kind of weird, in my opinion. The way that
Yeah.
she said, "I'm going to go to the north side and touch some grass," and then didn't
Maybe
ever say anything back after that. So it was kind of like she disappeared into thin air, and that's kind of obviously a little concerning.
maybe someone that knows where like who she's staying with, maybe they should reach out and do some kind of not like a wellness check or just try to contact whoever she's staying with to make sure she is okay.
She said, Madden, do you mean that she's been in the hospital again 20 times a lot? She's feeling better. A lot of triggers, memories, emotions returning to Chicago. Brandy said, I agree, Brooke. Yoda said it was weird. And she says, and all the drama on her channel the night before. See, and that's kind of what I thought too, was what was the point of making the 2 new channels and then like leaving it like she did. I thought that was very weird too. But I thought maybe, how Mindy kept saying, she's starving the people on Reddit or starving whatever. I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe, until she's off ban, maybe she's just gonna, let it roll and not post anything on this channel. But that really didn't make sense to me either, because what was the point in making the channel?
Yeah,
And
I
then
also
post,
suspected maybe she had like some kind of like a IP ban, like maybe like when she got her 10-day suspension, maybe they like suspended her new accounts because like maybe ban evading. I have no idea. I'm just speculating.
um, I came across her sister's information when I was doing not nice behavior So if anybody, like would like that information to reach out maybe and see if she's heard from her, I'm not gonna do that. And I mean, obviously, it would have to be somebody like obviously like Brooke or somebody that I know would have her best interest and not be reaching out to her sister for something not good. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I don't know. I don't know how if she talks to her. I don't know a lot of the situation. I just know that I was able to like find her sister's information. I don't know if it's even like current information.
Yeah.
So she said she hasn't responded. She said I'm praying for her. Maybe we should. Me too, Brandy. Something's up. I mean, like I said, I don't know her beyond this, but it did seem weird to me to make that channel. And she posted a lot in like a day, and then nothing after that. So that was weird to me. But again, I thought maybe she was just waiting for the ban to be over, and then that was several days ago, and she still hasn't. Other than
Yeah.
the live chat of Mindy's, and she really didn't say much in it.
It seems like
Oh,
she would log on, like however she got onto the live that day, seems like she would log on again just to make a post or to message someone to say, hey, spread the word, this is what's going on.
what day? I was gonna look real quick. What day was that when Mindy was live? So I guess that was only a couple days after.
Yeah, it was Mindy's
About
live chat.
So it was about 3 days after. Yeah, it was 9 days ago. So it was about 3 days after the last time she posted on her channel. She was on Mindy's. So she hadn't posted anything in 3 days, and then she was in Mindy's live chat, and then no one's heard from her since then. Is what I'm assuming the situation is currently. He said that's at least a good sign that she's been messaging on TikTok. Wait, hold on, let me see up here. He said last I knew she was heading to the other side of Chicago. That scares me. She was in Mindy's live chat. She said that's at least a good sign that she's been messaging on TikTok. This all feels very out of character, though. Coming back to Chicago is a lot. She said, yes, I saw that 8 days ago. She hasn't been messaging. This was the community post. Okay, so I think it was misunderstanding. Brooke was saying that she talks to her on TikTok sometimes. So she tried to reach out to her on there, but was not able to get a response. So she hasn't talked to her on there recently. She has in the past, right? If I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah, I think the best bet was for Brooke or someone to reach out to her sister, maybe get her niece's information that she's staying with, and do some kind of wellness check or just to check bases.
Or just, yeah, maybe to see if, like, at least her family has heard from her, maybe. She said when she commented in Mindy's live, though, like, it only the one comment. It was a couple of comments. I don't think she said a lot. I
It
think
was
she said,
like 2 or 3 comments, I want to say.
yeah, I know she said she lost her phone, and I'm not sure if she said about the ban. Yeah, she said she had a few days left on the ban or something, or 6 days left or something. Because I remember the 6 days part. She said there's another creator that has her personal number. I'll ask her. Well, see, and the reason I was worried about that is because if she doesn't have her phone, that's why I thought maybe if someone could get a hold of a family member to at least see if they'd heard from her. So I guess if that person tries to call and it doesn't get no response, then I guess if somebody wants to try to reach out to me, I'll try to give them the information that I do have, which is, I mean, limited. Obviously, I don't have like there are phone numbers and stuff, but I don't know what's recent and what's not. So I do know that I did check whatever gels were that I was able to find in that area. I asked Amanda what county to check if it wasn't the county I had already checked. And so I checked a couple different counties and whatever, and
So did I.
I didn't find her information anywhere. I checked her married and maiden name, and I didn't find any of that anywhere. Yeah, she said she hasn't talked to her sister. She said, thank you, Brooke. I hope you find something out. She says, Brooke, oh, so you mean no one has really heard from her or messaged with her? I wonder If one of you should ask Jason if he knows if she's okay. I hope it all works out and she's just having a break. She said, me too, Brandy. I'll let y'all know. And then she said, correct, Cardo.
Yeah. So even if she's estranged from her sister, it seems like in this type of situation, she would at least like relay some information to get a hold of her, if that makes sense.
She said she's been silent since Mindy's chat. Yeah, so my question is, so does anyone know if the niece that she was staying with is in relation to the sister that she doesn't talk to that has her kid, I guess? Like, is that, I don't know if anybody would even know that, but when she said she was staying with her niece, I didn't know if reaching out to the sister would be able to get a hold of the niece, kind of was more of what I was thinking. She said, I don't think her sister would know. Does anybody know who her friend was that she was with when she got kicked out? She said, I think that's the boyfriend's daughter. Oh, the best friend's daughter. Oh, her blood niece is like 13. Okay,
Oh,
so the niece. So you're saying you think that the one she was calling the niece is the daughter of the best friend that she was staying with, that was who she talked about on her live, that the husband's only friend was the stepdaughter. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Is that same friend? I mean, same person. She said yes. She said, I think the niece is her friend's husband's stepdaughter. So the daughter to the friend. I was trying to make sure that I was making sense of it, and so that way everybody else was making sense of it too. Anyways, so you do know that friend though? Or anyone? I mean, obviously the Roadhog people know how to get a hold of those people, but I don't talk to, I mean, I know you don't talk to those people, so I'm not telling you to reach out to them, I promise. Because I know that was part of the chat yesterday was, I guess, because Brooke and some of them, I guess, I don't know the history there, so that's why when I saw it happening, I was like, I don't know anything about any of this. So yes, I think that's the girl. She said yes. LO, I know it's confusing. I don't know her niece as far as I know she has never said her niece's name. I mean, in this situation, maybe he can. LOL. Yeah. I don't know. I guess somebody said that he mentioned in his live too that she like broke her phone or something. I saw someone say that, but I don't know about that.
I don't.
I didn't see. I'm glad my kids seem to have laid down and settled down. I don't hear them anymore. My older ones were in there being really loud earlier. I mean, obviously, like they have a little more control over making themselves go to bed and get up when they're supposed to. I mean, I tell them to get up, but it's their responsibility to get up. So
I
the
still
younger
can't
two,
believe how early you guys start school. Like we still got a couple
I know
weeks.
everybody. Well, so we started too, though, before like a lot of people in our area. But I feel like maybe we get out a little bit. No, I really feel like it's probably because we have the 4-day weeks now. So they have to like start earlier, and then we have the first 3 Fridays of school. So it's just the 5-day weeks are a lot when we went from a 4-day week to the summer to a 5-day week.
Yep.
And my smaller kids will not eat lunch at school, so I have to like make sure they have lunch for the 5 days. And I went from having one last year to two, and then now that my 14-year-old's in high school, he comes and tells me like, he's like, Mom, you're gonna have to make sure I have lunch too because their food is so bad. And I was like, what is the difference? They serve the same thing at all the schools. But I guess because they're making bigger portions for the high school because there's more kids there, that maybe they run out of stuff a lot. And so you just get left with whatever's left over. Or like he was saying, the macaroni and cheese don't have no cheese. And I was like, maybe because they're making bigger portions, they're not using enough stuff in the portions.
Prison food.
Yes, no, and you know what? I said that the other day because when my son had the scrimmage, I told my 16-year-old because I didn't know it started at 5, and so he had already left and had to come right back to get me. So I was like, I told my son, I was like, just stay there so he doesn't have to come down there and pick you up. And he was like, no, I can't. I'm starving. I didn't eat anything at school today. And I was just like, but it's because they keep saying that the food is so bad. And I was like, it's like, are they giving them like prison food or what's going on here? Because it shows they have like 2 to 3 options, like say for the meat. So it'll be hamburger or pizza, right? And so, or what, I don't know, whatever. They'll have a third option in the high school. And so, but then by the time you get there, if they're out of all the pizzas, then you just get stuck with the hamburger. Do you get what I'm saying? And so,
Yep.
obviously, my kids are really picky. I'm sure a lot of kids are really picky, and they don't eat like nothing. And so my younger ones definitely don't eat like anything. But also in like pre-K or kindergarten, you don't really get to choose. Well, in pre-K and Head Start, you don't get to choose between the options. You only get like the top menu option, and so it's even less likely. They only don't taste their lunch on pizza day. They'll eat pizza. And the school pizza just is not the same as it used to be. Now it's like gluten free or something. I
Yeah,
went
they
and
have.
ate with them one time, and it was not the same.
We have petitions out here to like make the school food more healthy, and oh gosh, I can't. Like it was already bad back in our days. Like I can only imagine making it more healthy like that. Like I understand to make it healthy, but they're already working with limited sources.
No, yeah, seriously, because well, they're having to. So I know it's different everywhere, but like here, this year they have free lunches for all students. Like normally, like you have to fill out whatever paper, and if you qualify, then you get it. Well, so our school district this year, like all the students get it. And so I guess I didn't realize though that for pre-K and Head Start, they have to get like certain nutritional like I don't know because it's like their funding is different than the government because you have to qualify like income wise and all that for them to go to pre-K or Head Start. So I guess like their nutritional whatever values have to be like met. So even if they bring breakfast and lunch from home, they still have to provide them all the Head Start and pre-K with a breakfast and lunch tray.
Oh,
So, like, that's, like, literally a waste of so much food because, like, my kid, he probably would eat breakfast there because, they have, like, cereal, they have other options, like, that are more if he doesn't want, say, pancakes that day or whatever, like, he could just have cereal. Well, so I was surprised to find out that they still they still give them a tray for breakfast and lunch even if they bring their food from home.
when you were in high school, did your school ever have like a Taco Bell or Pizza Hut in it, or was I just in a rich school?
Yeah, I think the rich places out here now do. Like some of them have like full like stadiums and food places and all of that stuff in some of the
Yeah.
richer neighborhoods out here. But when I was in high school, no, definitely not. But I lived like across from the mall and stuff, like a big giant mall that people that come from like whatever. And so there was like food places really, really close by, a lot of them. And so I feel like that probably wouldn't be an option there even now because there's so much stuff so close by.
Yeah, we had like a little, like a not a full like it was like a pop up Taco Bell and a pop up Pizza Hut, and
But
it
most places won't let you go. I mean, most places
no
out
this
here, I don't know, is everywhere else. Most places won't let you like leave for lunch because then like they're kind of still responsible for you. Like I guess is how you know what I
this
mean.
was
Like leave
in
and
our
come back.
cafeteria.
Yeah, no, I know that's yeah. But maybe that's why. Maybe it's to keep people from trying to go anywhere because then obviously they might not come back or they might get into trouble or like anything
Yeah.
can happen and I feel like then the school's kind of responsible for you because you're supposed to be in their care during that time. But she said we had a Pizza Hut. I was gonna read some of these. She said so about Tira. They said she could borrow a phone and let us that care about her know that she's okay. She said she has always said that she doesn't like people to worry about her, so she would post. She says it's really not that hard to feel so down that you just can't bring yourself to speak to anyone. Hopefully she will see you're all worried and message. Then someone said, my kid's high school has awesome food, many options daily, like a restaurant. Plus daily there is also a full deli salad bar and soups. And then she said we had Pizza Hut. She said, "Oh crap!" She said that's good. That's how all schools should be. She said, "I know Brooke, and I don't want her upset with us. Dang, she has gone missing from YouTube, and she loved YouTube. Something feels wrong, and I'm worried." And she said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yes. My first high school, we had Pizza Hut." She said, "I don't think she would be upset with you guys. I'm not a fan, but it is weird of her not to let y'all know she's okay." Um, So my kids' school, like their food, so they do have a microwave. So like if you brought food, you could like heat it up. But I told my kid, the one that said, "Oh, their food's nasty. I need to." I said, okay, I'll get you like some hot pockets or something. But he's too embarrassed to use them. He's like too embarrassed to do anything. He's too embarrassed to ask the teacher a question. He's too embarrassed to like. He's just too embarrassed. So he's not. But he's a freshman, so he hasn't been at the school before, and I don't know what the
Yeah, that's it.
situation. I don't know what the situation is. Like, do you go to lunch with like the older kids too? Like, he's definitely not going to want everybody staring at him. So I guess last week my youngest, so he's been doing really good with school. Like, it was the first couple days were rough, but then every other day he just hops out the car and he's been doing fine. Well, he threw a huge fit because I changed his like lunchbox situation one day on Wednesday. Thursday. It was on Thursday. So I have like one of those bento box things that you put like the little things, like the separated things. And so I
Hmm.
put that in his soft lunch box. Well, I also have them like the little thermos thing that you can put in, say, macaroni or something, and it'll keep it warm like till they go to lunch. Like if you put boiling water in it, like a thermos.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so I was like, well, you can't take both. There's nothing to put in that if we're putting it, because I'll like make them a waffle and some bacon. And I let them pick like some things that they're going to eat. I don't want to send a bunch of stuff they're not going to eat. So we like kind of have like a little bit of things like that are going to stay good until lunch and whatever. So I was like, well, if we put it in here, then you don't need that. There's not enough stuff to put into that. He threw a fit. And then I didn't realize until the next day, he really didn't even eat anything in it, like the bacon, because I guess he was so mad that I did it the way that I did it. But that morning he threw such a fit that my 14-year-old was like, now we're going to be late and not get to eat breakfast. Well, so they saw time to eat breakfast, but there was nowhere to sit. So he wasn't going to go get breakfast and eat standing up because then people would be looking at him. So it was like
Oh,
a whole thing the other day because of the lunchbox, and then them not making it in time to eat breakfast because then somebody might look at him. It was just
probably just
it was
has
a
to
lot.
warm up.
Yeah, it was a lot. She said maybe you guys can call the local hospitals to see if she checked in. She said, I think you have the cutest sons, Amber. I love little man's hair there. Definitely boys. I know we got it cut like right after that, and they were supposed to not cut it as short on the top so we could still do it because it was kind of a tall mohawk. I cut his hair. I cut his hair before the first day of school, and then we were gonna have, because all the rest of them got haircuts, and he didn't want to go. And because he's so little, I didn't want him to have to go sit up there while they were all getting their haircuts. I felt like that would have been a lot to deal with, and so I was just gonna take him on another day. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'll just trim it a little bit. And then he looked like he had a football helmet on. And so they went and got it cut, and they cut it a little bit shorter than he wanted it. So now he doesn't have really his little mohawk going on right now. It's got to grow out just a little bit before he can do it again. She said, I really feel like she's physically okay, but maybe not mentally emotional. So I was gonna say, will it go? If I from what we've heard about what happened when she was at Jason's, that's what kind of had me
Worried.
worried and thinking that she probably wasn't in the best mental frame, because I'm just going to take from what I've seen. She just got back to Chicago. She probably hadn't been around that type of situation to be in that type of situation. And obviously, people said, she struggles just to buy cigarettes. So obviously, she doesn't have extra money for that type of stuff. But then when you're around people that are sharing and you're not spending money, I feel like it would be easy to go down that road to be like, yeah, I'm not, especially if you're the only one there not doing those types of things. I feel like you would probably feel like, and she was stuck there for a few days. So I feel like she probably, I know some people don't want to hear it, did partake in things she probably shouldn't have. And I feel like that's probably why people should be a little bit worried that she hasn't said anything. And because this is out of character, I don't know, that's what kind of led me to be a little bit more worried, because if that's what really happened, and
Yeah.
I felt like that's kind of why
And
she
especially hearing that there was like extra stuff added to the party favors, like that's what we
Right.
like Amber and I have talked about privately, like to, and especially like, to warn Amanda, to like anybody, like that's stuff going around right now is dangerous and scary.
Definitely. Definitely. And I mean, obviously, like, I'm not the type of person that's going to beat somebody when they're already down, you know? So that's definitely not what I came here for yesterday, today, any other day. And, knowing that she's probably struggling right now, if that's the case, I definitely, and that's why last night I said I was really glad that I didn't see a lot of the back and forth going on in the chat when it was happening. I saw it today when I watched it back, and I'm glad it didn't get a lot of attention like from us while it was happening, because I felt like that would have just fueled it more,
Yeah.
And so that was definitely not what I want. And some people saying that she's, um, you know, mentally not doing very well. Obviously, I don't want to me or anyone else to add to that or make it any worse. So
Well, she
I
was already in a bad situation, and then to add the Mindy drama and everything going on, I can only imagine just adding Mindy to anything makes it worse.
yeah. Well, and I feel like that's too. I mean, there was a lot of people going back and forth about the Nicole, the Tira and Nicole part of it. And I felt like I know a lot of people were trying to defend Nicole, but if Nicole wasn't, jumping on to necessarily defend herself, I felt like it kind of got a little bit out of hand on that part. But I don't know, maybe she expects other people to, defend her in those situations. I don't know. I just know that it did feel kind of weird that Tara went so hard against it, especially because I had already known the
Yeah.
situation. And so it's kind of weird that she went so hard against that situation and then got banned and then made a new account and posted a whole lot on that day and then nothing since then. So it's obviously concerning, and hopefully someone is able to maybe reach out to the friend she was staying with if that's possible. I don't know if anybody has that information, but I feel like that's probably the best route to go as far as trying to get a hold of anybody is probably that person, because I know she said over and over again that nothing was going to come between their friendship and that was still going to be her friend and that they didn't have any problems. And I mean, we don't know if she went to go get her stuff and things went bad there. I mean, I could be not looking in the right place and something could have happened and she could be in jail. I mean, I don't know.
I think I think the most likely situation is she's just phoneless until she gets picked.
Yeah.
And maybe if she, like, I'm assuming that if she doesn't have a phone, maybe she has two-factor authentication on and can't log in without having her phone to verify that she's the owner of the account. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she can't log in on anybody else's device because of the two-factor.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was just thinking, I mean, I don't know what it's like down there, but I know like some people, will even go to the library to use their computers, like in that kind of, you know what I mean? Like in that kind of situation. I've known people to do whatever they have to do to reach out to let people know that you know what I mean? I don't know. So to me, that's why it's a little concerning that she hasn't told anybody anything since that live. Especially if, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she went to go get the rest of her stuff and something went bad there. I don't know. She said she was going to touch grass, but the last video she posted, she was with her kid's dad, and so I mean, I don't know if anybody is able to reach out to him to see if he's heard from her. I mean, I don't know. I don't know her well enough to know any of this. She said, "Well, Jason was supposed to help her move her stuff." I know, and that's a little bit concerning to me if that happened. And then she hasn't been heard from since. So I guess she can't contact him. That could easily be true.
Also wonder if she lost or broke her phone if she doesn't have access to phone numbers and contacts. That's another.
But you don't think, I mean, because nothing bad happened when she was at Jason's. So you don't think if she didn't have nowhere to go or she didn't have anyone to help her, you don't think she would go there to try to get help or to try, Because I think all the things that happened with Mindy and whatever, all that happened after she was gone from there, right? I'm saying Tira was gone from there. Like, as far as like the physical stuff, like everybody fighting and arguing and all that stuff that happened after Tira was already gone, right?
I can't say for sure.
I believe so. But if that's the case, I'm saying then she probably wouldn't have had any reason to not go there for help if she needed help. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or maybe she doesn't want to just show up. I can see
Yeah.
that.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess if I don't know. I feel like if it was like an emergency or like a situation that you would, I don't know. I don't know. How long has it been since she since she was I know that she just moved back there from Florida, but I thought that was I didn't realize that she hadn't been back there in a long time. I thought that when I first started following all this situation, I thought she was in Chicago and then moved to Florida. But I guess she was already in Florida and then moved in with her son in Florida. So I guess I didn't understand that part. I misunderstood.
I didn't really pay much attention to her until she got involved with the whole Mindy
Mindy part of
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, I just think if you can message him her number, she could contact him. But she didn't have Mindy's number when she was in the live.
Oh yeah. Didn't she say text me your number? In that live she said text me your number, I lost my phone or something.
I don't know. I think maybe somebody should go back and I'll probably go back when we get off here and go watch the chat and see what she
I'm
said.
pretty sure now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
But so if she's banned on her account, would she was commenting from her regular account. So if she was banned on her account, would she still be able to comment in the live? Or she just can't post on her own?
Yeah, just can't post anything public. You can comment, you just can't physically post on your own account.
She said, yeah, I think she lived with her son for like a year, but she was homeless in Florida for like a year before that. So I guess when I thought when she moved in with her son, I thought she moved there from Chicago at that point. So that's why I only recently realized that she was already in Florida and it hasn't been I thought she was in Chicago before that. So I didn't realize that it's been a while since she lived in Chicago.
I just know she had enough
I just
enough
realized I was
going on.
talking. Did you hear me when I was talking a while ago or not? Because I just
Yeah,
realized I had myself muted.
you were
So
talking.
maybe okay. And maybe I muted myself after I was talking because I was like, did I just say anything for people to even hear or was I muted the whole time? Anyway, she was just saying, just wanted to thank you two hosts in the chat. I have to unfortunately go and use my hands for house stuff. I'll be listening. I really hope you can contact Tira and that she's okay. And she said, good night, Cardo. She said she may be on restriction from posting. Yeah, I'm going to get off in a minute too because if I don't, my kids are never going to actually go down and go to bed. And now I don't know what they're in there doing. Okay,
Probably
Kaden.
homework.
No, my oldest one's like still causing problems.
Kids don't
With
ever do homework. That's why
no, definitely not that. It's so weird. Like I don't know if everywhere is like it is here now, but like they do everything on like the Chromebooks. So with the
Yep.
older ones, so they don't really have. I mean, the younger ones, I guess, sort of have homework, but it's kind of like homework they could do at home or at school. Um, so I don't know. It's like
I
stuff
was
they kind
real
of can
bad.
practice.
I would always wait till I got to school the next day and try to hurry up and do my homework.
That's that ADHD shit. I'm telling you. I literally don't. I feel like I'm really, really bad about doing anything unless it's at the last minute. And then I'm really good at it. Like I'm really good at doing it really quickly, but then I stress myself to the max and I don't know why. Don't know why I continue to do that. Like it doesn't like I don't already know. But it's like my brain just doesn't work the same if I have plenty of time to get it done. You said same. Same. I was supposed to be making shirts. I got them ready to make earlier, like, but I was gonna do it on here, and then I was just like, I got everything kind of ready, but I just like was not feeling it at the moment. I had just got done eating, so I was just like, like a food coma. So we ate nachos slash tacos. I don't know if anyone ate tacos or if we all ate nachos, but there's always the option because none of them ever eat the same thing. The youngest one wanted eggs. The other one wanted a hot dog. So the 4-year-old wanted eggs, the 6-year-old wanted a hot dog, and then the other four of us ate nachos, and maybe one of them might have ate tacos. I don't know, but that was what we ate for dinner. So yeah, and then I was like so full when I finally went live. I was like, I was trying to finish eating, and then so many things were going on, and I was trying to get them to calm down and lay down, and so I'm about to go do that now because they still haven't. They still haven't. They still haven't. I got all kinds of papers to fill out for school. Or do they do? Okay, look, I'm gonna ask y'all something. Do they do Grandparents' Day where you are? And if they do they let other people come in place of the grandparents if they don't have grandparents? Um, because my kids' school do Grandparents' Day, and then they do like Mother Son Nerf Night or Mother Son Night. We'll call it. It used to be Nerf Night. I think they switched it. So the Mother Son Night and then Father Daughter Dance or whatever. But I always thought it's like kind of messed up to people that don't have those people in their life if they don't let
Yeah.
somebody else step in. But one of my friends actually, her sister tried to go one year for um the Grandparents' Day, which was also one of her kids' birthdays or something, or they were gonna send cupcakes like that day because they'll let you bring cupcakes for your birthday, right? So they were gonna do the cupcakes, and her sister was gonna go in place because they don't have any living grandparents, right? And so the school made such a big deal out of it. And now, but so I was gonna say, so that was then. Now you have to do it like they send you like security wise, like you send the paper filled out, and then they send you your little sticker with your picture on it because
Oh, wow.
they have your IDs like scanned in, like when you come to pick your kid up or whatever like that, they scan it through their thing, and so they already have like your picture like in their computer, and so they like send home like the sticker badges ahead of time, so that way you obviously save time from that day. But if you don't have it beforehand, they don't let you come. So like I could see now them saying, "Oh yeah, you didn't send it in, so you can't come." But that wasn't what it was then. It was like, "No, you're not the grandparent, so you can't come." And I just like thought like they shouldn't. I feel like they shouldn't do it for some and not all if they don't have those people in their lives. I feel like they should allow.
Yeah.
But it literally says on here. It says this event is for grandparents only, and they have only in big letters. And I was like, well, that sucks. What if people don't have grandparents?
Well, maybe because if they bend the rules for one person, have to bend them for all, and then it would lose the grandparent. Like it wouldn't be a grandparent event if it wasn't just grandparent. Like I can see it from both points of view.
I just feel bad for the kids that never get to have visitors, and you get what I'm saying? Like, that
Yep.
must be really, like, kinda traumatic for, like, especially smaller kids because this is obviously for the smaller ones. The older ones don't do stuff like that. So, for the 4 and 6-year-old, could you imagine every year they have Grandparents' Day and you're, like what if you're the only one in your classroom, though? Because not all the classrooms are that big. So, what if you're the only one in the classroom that never has a grandparent? That
Yep.
sounds,
It's
like, kinda
sad.
traumatic a little bit to me, and I'm just like, "Look, I'll be someone's grandma." Like, let me come. Like, I don't know. That's literally my thought process was like, how traumatic. Like, some people don't have um, well, I won't say some. I feel like most people have moms, not always, but I'm just saying. So, a dad for father daughter dance. Like, what if you don't have a male in your life to go to that? Like you just don't get to
Yeah.
participate. Like that sucks.
I mean, when I
Yeah,
was in
I feel like they
school,
should not do that. Yeah, I don't. I feel like I would rather them just not do it at all rather than exclude people because I have always felt like, especially at such a young age, like you're teaching them that they're not important, they're not special, they're not, you know what I mean? Like
yep. When I
those
was in
people don't
school, my
understand.
when I was in school, my mom went to prison when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and all of my friends, like they'd always say, like, "Oh, where's your parents?" Like, "Oh, she lives out of town. Like I was always so ashamed for anyone to know that my mom was in prison. Like but then every time, like I remember like my grandparents coming and just like it'd be all like everybody's parents there, and I would be the one with my older grandparents there.
Yeah. No, and you know what? At that age, how old did you say you were?
Like sixth or seventh grade.
Yeah, so that age, exactly. So my kids um had a situation where some kids made fun of them because their dad's in jail and told them that their
Yep.
dad went to get the milk and never came back. So
Oh.
I had text messages. It was like a group message, and it was a bunch of kids. And my son only knew like one or two kids in the group message, and a bunch of the other kids they didn't know, like 'cause they went to a different school. And so basically, the other kids had went to school with them, and then switched schools, and so then it was a bunch of kids they didn't know, if that made sense. Anyways, and so they were like, "Oh, that's why your dad went to get milk and never came back." Like, so then my kids kind
Oh.
of a joke eventually, like maybe once I had seen it and we had talked about it, like it became a joke, but I'm sure in that moment with a bunch of kids saying it to him, and that's around the age that they were. I'm trying to think. It was probably about six. I think they were probably in like sixth and eighth grades at the time. So it's about the
Yeah.
same age. And that's like obviously like what do you say when someone says that? I think he made a joke back, but I'm sure that that was probably like really hurtful. Like internally, I'm sure he didn't let them know that it bothered him, and I think he said something back, but I'm
I think
sure and
that's
until I found out about it and we, like, talked about it, it was probably something that, like, did bother him, you know, especially at that age.
yeah. I was just so like I just knew like I knew better than to let anybody know. Like even my best friends, like I had two best friends that from kindergarten on, and I even they didn't know.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks because kids are so mean, they really are.
I can't imagine. And now with social media, I cannot imagine. Like it was bad enough with instant messenger, like the AOL instant messenger. I can't imagine with all the different social medias now.
Yeah, and see, I worry about that a lot, like, with my kids. Obviously, they've seen what I've gone through recently on here and all of that, but like I've seen a lot of kids like take their own lives after like being bullied really bad, whether it was at school or
Yep.
online. And like probably at least one a year that my oldest son, that's now 20, each year he was at the high school, at least one person took their own lives. And I was like, and several times were due to bullying. We went to the funeral of one of the kids, and
That's
there was like,
horrible.
and he had just moved there from a different school district not too long before that. And it was really sad when we went, and I didn't really see anyone from the school there.
We got hi Amanda. I don't know if you're still in here.
Hi, Amanda. I saw that we'll go, and I was going to say something, and then I forgot. Because well, we were talking
Squirrel.
about yeah, well, we were talking about their dad went to go get milk situation, and then I forgot. But yeah, so it was really sad to me because there was no one from the school, and that was literally what the situation. I think he had problems at the first school, and then switched here. Like I think his dad lived in one school district, and then his mom lived in the other, or whatever. And so he switched here, and then it was just really sad when we went, and there was like no one from the school where my son went to school. Like there was no one there, and I was like that literally speaks volumes to me on why he did what he did. I mean, not why he did. Like you can never understand why anyone did what they did, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
obviously had no support from that school even after it happened, and they're really bad about trying to like sweep stuff like that under the rug. That's like when that situation happened with a teacher last year. I'm really surprised. Honestly, I don't know if it would have been as public as it was if the mom didn't go to the teacher's house and fight her in the front yard. Well, I'm not joking. She did. She found the teacher. She got the teacher's address, and she went to the school. And the teacher had been texting her son and keeping him out of class and doing whatever situations. I don't know. I don't know into the situation, but she, I guess, had seen a notification on his phone one night from the teacher or something. That's how she came across the situation. And I guess she went to question the teacher, and her husband actually went to go call the cops on her, not on the mom, on his wife. Once he found out what she had been doing, and he was like, "Oh no, you're gone, you're done, we're done, this is it." Like, anyway, so he went in to like call the cops or whatever, and then came back outside, and they were like rolling around in the yard. So, and I don't think the mom got. I don't think anything happened. I don't think she got in any trouble. I don't think anything happened to her at all, like legally. And so
Yeah.
the teacher had gotten arrested, and then, well, I guess she turned herself in and then bonded back out, and then they, I guess, added more charges, and she turned herself in and then bonded back out. So,
Yeah,
jeez.
that if anyone, any suicide 988 is a number. There's a lot of, like, you can do for any suicide, any kind of crisis, anything like that.
Am I
988.
staticky? I guess they said I'm static.
It's coming in and out. It's not as bad as it was in the beginning, but it's definitely been staticky the whole time. Just
Let me take
it's
myself off and put myself back on like I did a while ago. Maybe that will help. I should have tried that from the beginning.
yay, we finally got rid of her. What should we talk about now?
Is it any better or no?
No, same.
Dang. I don't know. I don't even know where the microphone is on these headphones. Oh, probably that. Was that loud?
Keep talking.
No, I blew it. Was that loud when I blew
It sounds like you're far away.
that? There it is. That must not be. I blew really loud into it and it didn't do anything.
I think you might sound better now. Keep talking. You're really quiet.
It sounded so bad.
Can't hear you.
So,
There. Keep whatever you just did.
they're never going to.
Now now it sounds better.
I blew in it.
Oh.
I blew it, and now it works. I did see somebody say something earlier about that 30-minute thing that we were talking about last night, and then I forgot to go read what it said. It was a comment, and she said about the 30-minute wait. I'm gonna look real quick. Oh, that's what it is right here. She said, it was Betsy. She said, "Oh, in reference to a man needing to take a pill and wait 30 minutes, I would have to use that to my advantage. That's when you say I could stay in the mood if I get it. If I get a 30-minute, yeah, well, you got to get the back massage in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You got to work up to it. I'm just saying. I guess that 30 minutes could be used for my back rub and my feet rub and my like.
Go pick you up some Taco Bell.
You still like the old Nintendo games. Seriously, because when I blew in it, it didn't do anything. Okay, so you know how like when I'm talking, the little thing around my picture like moves. When I blew in it, it didn't do that. But I feel like it wasn't doing that earlier, so that's probably why it was so staticky. Is because maybe my microphone needed to be cleaned out. So I just went old school and blew it. But so I guess it's working better now, like way better.
A lot, but not perfect, but a lot better.
So I just need to blow in it some more later. Oh, maybe next time I'll try some different headphones. These are the only ones I had connected to my computer. I have never connected any of the other ones. So I just thought for sure these would be really good because they're like Bose, noise canceling. And these, I always walk around with these on even when nothing's playing in it because then my kids are muffled a little. They're not as loud. So I'm not as overstimulated. Like literally, I'll be walking around. Yeah, right now.
Screaming for help in the background.
Yeah, seriously. I will notice all the time that I've been walking around with them on and nothing's playing. Nothing's on, nothing's playing. There's no noise in them. I'm just have them on.
Oh, good night, Yoda.
Yeah, good night. We're gonna go too. It's been 2.5 hours. I really did not intend. I was really thinking maybe an hour, but I feel like we talked about so many different things and none of it was like probably what I planned to talk about. I don't even think I really didn't have a plan. There was just a few things that I felt like I wanted to talk about. One being that last night wasn't planned very much in advance. So we kind of just decided to roll with it because I felt like it was better than me canceling it. Because this is an
Departure on
airport and I'm announcing my departure. I like when you announce your departure over here because then I at least know if you're still here or not. And so it kind of lets me know who I'm talking to or not talking to. But a lot of people, I feel like we're just kind of hanging out in the bushes tonight anyways. Because not 28 people or however many it said earlier have been talking at any time. So there were a lot of
make
people, I think, just listening in the
make
background or
sure
something.
on your ride home, make sure you avoid Bud Street.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. What did she? What? Oh, is that a tree? Like a bus tree? I'm confused. What was the tree for? Is it a tree? I
Yeah,
mean,
log off.
I know it's a tree. Oh, log. Okay, is that what you mean?
I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Oh, a
Sometimes,
butch?
a bush. Oh, she's hiding into the
Oh.
bush. Things could be very misinterpreted. You see what I mean there? Like that could have went either way. That could have meant for
Yep.
Bud Street. That could have meant people in the bushes. That could have been log off. Like it could have meant Jason was constipated again. Like I mean, we don't know around here unless we all be a little bit specific sometimes. That was really funny though. The constipated thing, I could see it. Okay, I gotta go. I really gotta go make them go to bed because they gotta get
Uh-oh.
up. Well, because we gotta get up so early because we have to drive because we're further away since they don't go to school where we live. So they have to get up earlier. Which even though we don't, people that ride the buses, the buses come so early because everything is so far, like from the
Uh-oh.
school. So they still get on the buses probably like 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then probably get home like after 5.
Gosh. When I
Yeah,
lived in the
that's a long
country
time.
in high school, my sophomore, junior year, I lived out towards the country and I would have to take the bus. It was like, was it like 5:15, 5:30 in the morning? No, that's when I got up. I think it was like 5:45 the bus would pick me up to go to school.
Yeah, it's early, and then usually when it's a early bus like that, it's usually a late bus in the afternoon too, and so it's
Yep.
like that makes a long day. And my kids used to fall asleep when they did ride the bus. They would fall asleep and then like not get off when they were supposed to. Like my oldest one,
I
one
had
of the
my,
3 older ones used to get left on the bus all the time.
I'd go through lots of batteries with my old Walkman.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, I don't miss those. I don't miss those. I already have the kids always. I need batteries for the remote controllers. I just couldn't even imagine. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Good night, everybody.
All right, good night. Thank
I,
you for coming.
thank you for coming. And we're going to plan. I think we're going to do like I said earlier. I think I'm gonna we're gonna have the questions lined out for the next situation with Amanda. And I think I'm gonna let her ask the questions and me kind of do like the chat, and then I'll just try to like make sure and tell Amanda to give me room to sometimes jump in to read the stuff in the chat because I feel like that's a lot of why I was interrupting her was because I was trying to make sure I was not ignoring everybody. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're not back there fighting each other, I promise. It totally sounds like it. But they're you need to go to bed. Yeah, you're just walking around like it's the middle of the daytime and it's freaking 12 o'clock. Yeah, I really gotta go. Okay,
All
good
right.
night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone. See y'all next time.
Bye.